Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre. Also, I'm true speaker, healer, energy worker, guide, mentor, co-creator, and galactic ambassador from Pleiadians. And with me again is two wonderful, lovely ladies, Morganne Rayne and Jeanne Reina. So, Morganne Rayne is spiritual consultant, gratefully providing access to high dimension of being. Morgan has been called the healer of healers as a way to describe her unique spiritual tools she shares. Morgan is here to serve those who seek great understanding of their sacred spiritual self, have the deep desire to integrate that consciousness in their 3D world. And Jeanne Rayne is licensed psychotherapist in state of Washington. Works primarily with early childhood trauma, sexual abuse, and emotional neglect, helping clients empower themselves. Jeanne sees herself as lifetime student of growth. She continually takes classes to enhance her knowledge base. So, hello, hello, hello to my lovely ladies.
Good
Hello,
morning.
hello, hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good
How
afternoon, good evening, wherever you are.
exactly? Good afternoon, good evening. So we have now today we have new moon in Pisces.
Yep.
So that's the show all about. And Galactics wanted me to just let you remind you a little bit about that. So I go first today. And just little reminder, new moon in Pisces and alignment of seven planets. This cosmic event brings a wave of new life for planet Earth. The energetic transformation is intense, affecting us all on multiple levels. Strong emotions, rising headaches, sense of detachment, and improving intuition. Embrace this shift through meditation and alignment with this cosmic energy. See and feel this energetic shift in your body, mind, and soul. By working with this energy, we can manifest positive transformation for ourselves and our all living beings on earth. And our bodies are in process of metamorphosis. They are clearing density and becoming more light filled. The body now requires a lot more rest so it can integrate the light pouring into it. Instead of listening to bubbling in the brain about what one should be doing. Tune into what body is requesting. Sometimes for us to be better for ourselves is simply to do nothing at all. So that's the little message from Galactics. What's going on today? So Morgan, maybe take over from now.
Yeah, when you were reading that, I go, well, no wonder I slept so hard and woke up late. My body's resetting. And I've known this for the last few days. There's been a tremendous reset happening because I could feel it, right? It felt like last night when I got up this morning. I mean, it just it feels like all the old is dying away, which, yay, and I know the last few days I've been working, well, like with my clients, I'm always doing forgiveness work, right? So the gift in that is I do my forgiveness work at the same time because it's right there, right? What a great job I chose to assist people with love and forgiveness, because I get to practice that every day. So this time is I mean, we look at where we are geopolitically, geo meaning the planet, what's going on in the planet, the political atmosphere across the planet. there's a lot going on. There's a lot resetting going on. Some can see it, some cannot see it. Some are resistant, some are embracing it. But it's like that with change, right? When we look at change in our lives, it's not something humans like run to. Yeah, go ahead, let's change, right? No, no, let it be the same forever and ever. No, you don't want it to be the same forever and ever. It reminds me of there's, and I think I put it in our first class. There's a little cartoon of a butter. You talk about the metamorphosis, right? So that was in your it. So there's that little cartoon with a caterpillar and a butterfly sitting at an outdoor table having a glass of wine, and the caterpillar leans in and goes, "You've changed." And the butterfly looks at the caterpillar and says, "We're supposed to." Right? So that's where we're at right now. We are changing in so many ways. So I just invite the audience to look at what's changing in your life, and what are you doing, and how are you doing to make those changes. So you had your galactic. Well, I was, of course, I'm looking at what's going on, and I got an ascension energy update. So today is also the gateway to the eclipses that are going to happen, and we'll talk about the dream world. The dream world and Piscean energy. Well, I'll just come back down here. I'm Pisces, so I know that dream world. It's what I live. I live in it, right? So when we got a marker like a new moon in Pisces, well, all these years we've been talking together, we've talked about new moon energy, right? This is the time to like plant those seeds, right? Like just like you would in a garden, you're gonna plant it in the dark, right? And this is what we're doing. We plant our seeds in the dark, and we've been planting seeds all the way, and we've been seeing fruition all the way. There are some seeds that take longer, right? So we're seeing some of the sprouting and the growth of those seeds that we planted that take longer to come to fruition. So let me go back to my notes. So that dream world, reshaping our reality, and how do we participate in that dream world? Well, we are already in the dream world. We can dream. We talk about this in Course in Miracles, right? We can dream a beautiful dream, or we can dream a nightmare. And so, what does it take if we're going to reshape our reality? And if we work within that dream world concept, we absolutely must work on our thinking, our behaviors, our strategies, all of that, and work toward shifting that. Move into that concept of what else is possible, right? So this upcoming new moon in Pisces holds the final signature of the astrological year, and it's opening the eclipse portal. Whoa, it's opening the eclipse portal. So it's like when we are moving into portal energy, right? That's a whole new dimension. That's a whole new energy. That's a right. And it's something for us to like embrace and to look forward to, shedding that old skin. We'll go back to your metamorphosis analogy there, right? Do you know that before the butterfly ever is created, it's a caterpillar, right? So what does a caterpillar do? It just like moves through its world, munching and eating, and it doesn't care what it eats either, because it eats your good plants too. It's just like it just munches and eats, munches and eats, munches and eats as it goes along. It's kind of like us when we're living in our ego, kind of unconscious. We're just moving in our world and just eating what's in front of us, right? And then there comes a time where the caterpillar goes to that deep dream world and spins around itself a cocoon. And in the deep dream world, it comes apart. it literally turns into goo. And this is the well, it's part of the whole process is metamorphosis, but this part is so critical, even if we look at it as what can we so surrender that it's, that's been holding us back, that's not allowing us to grow our wings and fly, that's not allowing us to be the better version of ourselves. Would you be willing to let that thing go and turn to nothingness? So in order to become that magnificent visual of butterfly, you got to go through that process, and we have to go through that too. Now, we go through it many times in our life cycles, right? We have many metamorphoses in our lifetime, and right now we're in a big one for not just ourselves but for all of humanity. We're coming from a very sleeper, uh, uh, being told what to do, victimy consciousness to wait a minute, I'm sovereign. Wait a minute, I'm part of the divine. What? It's like this waking up, right? And that's part of the metamorphosis of, allowing ourselves to let go of lies and strategies and beliefs and behaviors that we've carried around that keep us little, that keep us diminished, that keep us not connected to we are grand beings. Do you know that? Humanity we're like these grand, magnificent beings. And yet we forgot that. We just forgot that. And so I believe this is our time and I see it happening, people waking up to, big. So I want to go back to my notes here. Okay, so I want to talk about the upcoming new moon, the ending of the astrological cycle. So actually, in the old calendar system, April is the beginning of the year. Are we aware? Are we aware of that? I think we've talked about it a little bit before, right? So in the old calendar system, before Pope Gregory got a hold of it, we were a 13-month calendar system of 28 days, with one day being a reset day. I guess that's kind of like our leap year thing, right? So, but the end of March is the end of the year. So, and April, springtime, is the beginning of the year. And that's the way it has always been throughout time until our calendar got changed. So, and by the way, there have been several calendar changes, but this is the one that I guess we've agreed to, but it kind of knocks us off our thing because it's not in sync with our own rhythms, the lunar cycle, the solar cycle. So, so going back to this is the ending of the old year. This is the perfect time to really let go of all that stuff that came before, even the good stuff. Let it all go, right? We got clean slate. Let's start again. If some of that stuff in the old was good, we'll bring it forward. It's okay, bring it forward. But we're birthing in an absolute new reality. So I wanted to comment on that. Let me stop here. Anybody got comment? Jeannie, do you have anything to add to this so far?
They sort of take over at the moment.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, great. It's fascinating, and it's really good the way you explain it, and it all makes so much sense. And what I think is about how great it is to be able to let go of all this stuff. I mean, supposedly we can do it all the time, but now the stars and the planets are aligning with us, and so it's beautiful to be intentional going, in this time, and really pay attention to what we're holding on to it, and then just work with letting it go, being intentional about it.
Yeah, boy, I love that you said that word intentional. Actually, I was thinking the other day, it would, what you just said, the leading an intentional life would be a great book to write, right? Rather than living a rote, triggering, it's like the thing is we can, right? Because we are the butterfly. We forget that we already are the butterfly. Daga, do you have anything to add to what I've said so far?
No, I totally agreed. We are changing, and when I collected this material, what I needed to read out, yeah, I felt the same thing that I need more sleep than I used to need.
Mhm. Yeah.
I even in between sessions, every time when I have time in between sessions, like 1 hour off, yeah, that's it. I am sleep. I'm having nap or I meditate, but I literally try to rest. All my body needs rest, yeah, and then I can go again for 2, 3 sessions or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. That's beautiful. That's a really wonderful way to do that. I also between sessions take a break. Not usually not really sleep, but I go re recharge.
It depends. For me, it depends. I sometimes I'm starting to meditate and I sort of meditating and I just drifting off. Sometimes I don't drift off. I just
Mhm.
meditate. Yeah, it
Yep.
depends. It's differently for me every time. But yeah, I need this rest more than I used to.
Yep. So remember last week I was talking about all of a sudden these code streams started coming in?
Mhm.
And it's been really interesting, which is great because they've kind of slowed down. And when I went in and talked about that, it's like, you don't, that they're just happening anyway. And it's like some people can see it, some people can feel it, some can feel and see. And I get to feel and see it. But everyone will have the experience of it. And I was also told not to worry about the numbers, that the that the number codes was just for me to see that whenever you put your attention on your physicality, and I'm speaking to the going to sleep part and needing all that rest, when we're in that state, the codes can work most effectively. So it's good that you take that time to recode your get extract yourself from the physical realm and the problems of clients, right, and move back into the etheric realm and reboot. It's almost like we reboot. um, um, so there, I have so many notes. One thing I was looking at Aurora's site on their 5D disclosure site. And they were talking. I wanted to pull out what she was talking about with the Schumann resonance. Um, so that Schumann resonance is like an unseen field. It's a rhythm, a silent. It's a reordering of the field that's happening right now. Oh, and this is where I wanted to bring up because they talk about this is an encoded stream rewriting the reality in real time. So this totally matched with what I got in my own meditations. That this coded stream that's coming in, that's here, it's rewriting reality in real time. The frequencies stretch across dimensions, unlocking something deep in the collective consciousness. The dreaming world is taking form. I I love that. I'm glad that I ran across that statement because I'm sensing and feeling all those shifts and those changes. I'm seeing it, right. So it's already doing that. It's rewriting the reality. it's bringing us back actually to the awakened reality of who we are and lifting all those veils, right? And so your metaphor of the metamorphosis is so appropriate, in that we're all coming out of that sleepy state. Some will do it with embracing it, and some will come in kicking and screaming. But the thing is, you can't stop it. You can't stop what's happening. This is just the way it's an isness. Just like all the hard parts in our worlds were isnesses as well. But now we're in the isness of the revealing of who we are. The Course in Miracles work is really powerful at this time to stay focused. I got my book. We talk about the body. Today is about the body, right? The physical body, physical shortcomings. So it's good to, because we are in a body, and it's that it's good to be in the body, right? And I know people here have heard me talk about it as the body temple. And I call it that because it houses our spirit, our soul, right? So if you think about it as a temple, then you're apt to do some beautiful things for your temple, as opposed to just thinking about it as a body. So Course in Miracles says the body is the ego's projection. Oh boy. Many of us are critical of our bodies. We perceive ourselves as too tall or too short, too fat or too thin. The list goes on. What we think, however, is what we get. Our bodies reflect the message the ego dictates. This can be confusing, but remember, we tend to focus on our imperfections, and the attention we give them strengthens them. So while we claim to want a better physique or a healthier body, we dwell on how our bodies disappoint us. In the process, we manifest those disappointments. Stopping a particular thought pattern takes willingness. We need to change our perspective intentionally and radically and stop lecturing ourselves about how we should look. Aligning with the Holy Spirit rather than the ego diminishes the importance of how we look. The miracle is that how we look changes also. And that's that metamorphosis when you just bring yourself, I quit that to being like in the goo, right? Where you surrender, you let go, you just like, okay, I surrender it. I just allow the process to happen, right? And then the physical body changes. The mind changes, the thought patterns change, the strategies change. It all changes when you surrender to that I'll call it the goose state, right? Where you just let it all go, right? So this is what happens before forgiveness happens, when we just come to that realization of, I don't want to hold on to this anymore. Anybody, have you been there where you've been like forgiveness is like the only option? And I don't know what it is about humanity, but like offering that forgiveness is so difficult. But when we finally do, something miraculous happens within us. Has anyone noticed that? How that happens when you actually offer forgiveness after withholding forgiveness for a long time?
You don't feel so burdened.
Yeah.
It's like heaviness getting off your shoulders.
Right.
Yeah. So I wanted to read this because, in the affirmation, let me finish reading it because it gets better. My body is only as real as I make it today. I am free to think only love. That's the affirmation, right? So when when we take our attention on what is it, oh, I wrote a great little affirmation that popped in, and it's applicable for right this minute. Stop focusing on what isn't happening and see the beauty in the moments that are. Stop focusing on what isn't happening, right? So, as I work with clients, that's what usually that's what they're doing. They're focusing on what's not happening, right? And there's a frustration rather than being present to just what is, right? And that's where the miracles can happen, is right there when you surrender that energy. So
Could excuse me, Morganne, can you another time tell me this affirmation, please?
yeah, stop focusing on what isn't happening and see the beauty in the moments that are. And I think about that energy, and I invite everyone else to think about that too, is like when we're focusing on what isn't, you know, if we're sitting there, well, this hasn't happened yet, and this isn't happening, blah, 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 right? What does that do to your energy?
We're pretty miserable.
Right? Yeah. I mean, we have to think about what our thinking is doing to us. And so in this rebirth, it's a reordering of all of that, bringing us back to reality. And the thing is, when we use opportunities like today, a new moon in Pisces, so beautiful to ride that energy of the newness of a clean slate of so if okay, let's go back to, if we stop focusing on what isn't, right? That doesn't mean to stop planting your dream seeds, right? It doesn't mean that at all. Yeah, the dream hasn't made its manifestation yet, but we're not focusing on, oh, this hasn't happened yet. What we're doing when you have a dream seed and it hasn't happened yet, what you do is you go in and you begin to visualize it, see it, feel it, give thanks for it. A very different energy rather than, oh, this isn't happening. I don't know if this will ever happen. It's like, I hear humanitarians talk about that a lot, which is, well, it's not happening yet. I don't, it's like, I'm just going to give it up, whatever, right? But then there's the dreamers, the real dreamers that hold the vision, that support the dream by giving thanks for it, by visualizing yourself in that dream, the joy, the happiness, the who you are. That all changes you. That moves you. But if you, on the other side of it, go, this is never going to happen, this is just, wasted energy, whatever, that it's just two ways of coming at it. Which one will support the dream?
I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but usually I explain that kind of persons who try to manifest something like that, nothing's happening, and they getting frustrated. I'm sort of explaining that you sending order to, let's say, post office, yeah, send me this, and then with other hand, you sort of cutting off this order. No, it's not going to happen anyway, so forget it. Yeah. Then what post office supposed to do with this order? Yeah. If you anyway don't believe it's coming, so it's not going to take the order. Yeah.
Yeah, I've often used that ending statement, well, and so it is, right? A lot of people that will catch them off guard and wait, no, that's not what I want. I want the vision. Well, that vision takes it doesn't take much. I love it, but for some people to agree with the unseen, that which is still unfolding, that which is coming into. I love that space, right? I love that energy of the creation. For me, that is like my delicious place. The letting go is sometimes hard, but that place of just resting in it and then moving. So this is what this time period is all about. This new moon in Pisces is the dream. Bring out your own dreamer aspect. What do you dream about, right? Where's your energy going? Dream your heart's desires. I'm going to see if I have any more notes. Well, besides, we got, oh my God, the celestial forces that are out, the sun, moon, Saturn, Mercury, Neptune, and the north node of destiny, all coming together for a destined redirection. And this is all being calibrated on our soul level. Okay, so I'm going to read some of these about some of the codes. The cellular, so this is like, okay, so these are like the codes. We don't have to figure out about the numbers. They've already told me that. So we just look at the codes and what's activating right now. So first of all, the cellular memory rewriting is occurring. So the veil between the dimensions is really thin right now. You might be feeling really sensitive. You may be receiving messages or experiencing some deja vu or timeline jumps or whatever, however you do that. But the cellular memory rewriting is occurring. Old programs are dissolving, particularly around disempowered surrender versus sovereign flow. Whoa. So let's just talk about that for a second, right? As these old programs are dissolving, it's like, and we move into that sovereign state. That's what we talk about in Course in Miracles, right? Our right mind, moving into our divinity. I just like want to jump up and down and say hallelujah, right? It's like all the work that we have done, and I know for myself, decades of work of bringing this awareness and this consciousness. I'm actually seeing the fruition of it. For me, it's like, planting those seeds many decades ago, and just following my call, doing what I'm guided to do. I can see now that all of that is coming into fruition and being supported by the universe at this time. So that's what's happening right now. So the third eye, the higher heart codes are downloading, which means we'll have a new level of intuition. So the intuitive trust is being activated. So when I do a little meditation, we'll work with some of this. So if you've been feeling disoriented, deeply emotional, whatever, this will be a time of integration for you. This is soul frequency at the highest level, so take advantage of this time. So let me see. And those are just about, okay, I just want to talk about now the dream world again. So the new moon starts the energetic restructuring. The dream world merges with the physical reality. So there'll be psychic vision upgrades, lucid dream activations, and profound timelines of soul resurfacing. So then we have our heart mind dissolution. So the grip of logic is loosening and intuition is taking the lead. Okay, so this is where we're moving into right mind, right thinking, wrong thinking, right mind, wrong mind, right? That logic, that ego side of us that is like, oh, well, I don't know if you should do that. Or, that's the one that's keeping you stuck in the old paradigm, right? we're shifting into an intuitive state, and that's that divine knowing. That's that gnosis. Um, that's that awakening to we're more than just this, right? We're connected to something bigger. So that's what this is, all this time is about, right? So and then we have the heart codes unlocking. We have the solar plexus codes that are unlocking. That's more aligning us to our divine will. So there's a lot happening right now. I mean, I could spend probably 2 days talking about this, and we don't have that kind of time. But it's a profound time. And you know what's really interesting is that we have incredible sunshine today. We had it yesterday too. It's in warmth, right? So it feels like the ice of the old world is just melting away, and there's.
I'm sorry, I jump in here. I don't know you remember or not. I've been telling for weeks that this year feels like somebody put like a gray blanket over all skies. Yeah, where I am. I'm not talking about all world, but where I am. Yeah, somebody put gray blanket over skies, and it's just gray. You waking up, it's gray. You going to bed, it's gray and getting dark. Yeah, that's it. And then it's drizzling, or there is huge storms, or rains, or whatever. But it's really you don't see sunlight. If sun comes out, it's like maybe 1 hour per day. Yeah. Today was sunny all day long, beautiful skies, sunny all day long. And I look at the weather forecast, and next week was all completely sunny. Yeah, so sort of from nowhere, sun came out.
From dark to light.
Yeah, from dark to light. And it's really so, you feel the shift. Yeah, how it is waking up with gray skies continuously, yeah? And now you're waking up and sun is out, and everything is sunshine and all. It feels like all birds, everything is just waking up. Hello, hello, we are here, yeah?
Yep. And I know yesterday it was mostly lovely during the day. It was warm. And I wanted to clear away debris, right? And I used it as an opportunity, like one of the lilac trees lost 3 big limbs, right? So I had to hack, but I used it as clearing away what no longer belongs, right? Like I try to use even my work, what I'm doing, like those limbs just were done, right? So, and they were weak, so they broke. And it's just clearing that away. If I'd have been attached to those limbs, I'd be like, oh, I can't move those limbs. Oh my gosh, they've given me so much beautiful lilacs, right? But the fact is, we hang on to old dead stuff all the time. I'm just using the limbs as an analogy of that, right? It's like, what needs to be cleared away in your life? I'd say do it now. just get rid of all that, and then make a decision to let the new come. And we don't know what that is, right? But we know it's got to be good, because it's got to be good, because of the energy that's coming in is beautiful. And we look back on prophecies. This time right now is prophesied as the golden age, as something different's coming in, and boy, you got to let go of the old. And so we see that happening a lot in our country, in the political realm, the cutting away of what doesn't belong anymore. And a lot of people are trying to hang on to it, and some people are going, let it happen, right? two different fields of thought here, of letting go and releasing what's no longer serving, the caterpillar, right? Munching through life, just eating whatever it eats. And then the goose state, and then we have our butterfly state, which we are moving into. That some of us have already moved into that because we know, right? So anyway, Jeannie, I'm not giving you any opportunity today. I'm so sorry.
It's very interesting. Yeah, I'm right along with you. Like, I'm following you, and I understand it all, and it all makes so much sense. So I guess I don't really have anything to add or say about it. It's just, you're speaking what's been prophesized for years.
I have a question. We're talking about change. We're talking about our dreams and manifesting our dreams. And at the moment, it's time to manifest our dreams. How many times per day, per week, we have to go to this dream state and see our dream, to manifest into it, to actually bring it in? Yeah, let's say about my healing center, how many times per day or per week I have to actually bring in this vision to bring it closer?
Okay, that's a beautiful question. So I can tell you what I do. I can't tell you what you should do, but for me, I made a commitment to hold vision. So it's a part of my every morning, right? Is a giving thanks for it. The other thing that I do is I ask to have my energies aligned so that I'm moving into that vision. So that's something that I do so that I'm on track with the vision, and it's not like it's something that is going to happen without me. It's not like just a television program happening, right? It's like it's a vision of my life unfolding. So who am I to be? How should I move in this in support of this vision? So that's kind of how I do that, Daga. I don't know if that's right or wrong, or it's just the way that has worked for me in my commitment to hold the vision of Wisdom Sanctuary. I just continue to give thanks for it and ask that I be aligned with whatever it is that moves us into Wisdom Sanctuary being fulfilled.
I think for me it's this request from Galactics that I tune in every single day, even though it's not like every single day they're giving me huge update or something. No, it's most of the times it's just quick hello, I'm here. What you want me to do? What you want me to speak about, especially for shows I'm coming up, and what you want me to collect for that. And I'm getting like, okay, you're doing well, you're picking up on the go, everything, all your this downloads is giving on the go. Yeah, what I need to speak with my clients, what I need to speak on the show, I have downloads on the go, unless I have some material which I need to read out. Yeah, but apart from that, I have everything on the go. Yeah, but I understood that I need to um, check in every day with them, yeah, to just keep this frequency for them when I'm in this frequency, so they know they have to lower their frequency at the same time, and they are there, yeah, they are continuously, like they say, they all the time are with me.
Yep.
Yeah, but when I check in, I sort of go in and just check radio signal. Is this radio signal still the same? Yeah. Did I lower down or not? So I think that brings me to this frequency of creation brings me to this frequency of being in my dream state and bringing this dream forward.
Yeah. 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 That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. We're living in a dream. We're going to talk about that in Course in Miracles this coming week too. It actually, the class just kind of really aligned with what's going on. So we'll be talking about that, we're the dream state that we're in. So I'm looking forward to the class because we're constantly dreaming in, right? And I know I've said it here that we are the dream of our ancestors. We are the dream of our ancestors.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah,
and like we are visioning a dream for our descendants to have a beautiful, magnificent life, that will be the dream of their ancestors, which is us. Isn't that a beautiful way to think about it?
It is. And then not, Morganne, it's time for beautiful meditation.
Okay. All right.
It's time to meditate our dreams. Come on. And it's 1818.
1818, that sounds like a good time to go, right?
It's unbelievable. Every time when I'm looking at clock is 1818, 1221, 2020, 1111, yeah.
Yep,
And it's still 1818 and we're starting our meditation.
Right. That's beautiful. Okay, let's do it. Let's see what Spirit has for us this day. And so let's begin. We'll begin with our breath because we want to bring in that energy consciously into our body. So let's just bring in a very deliberate, intentional, I love that word, intentional breath. Bring that breath in. And let that breath out intentionally. Empty, empty, empty. And now another intentional breath, but this time, this breath, we want to breathe in all these beautiful changing frequencies. Even if you don't know what they really are, we're going to breathe them in anyway. So let's take a beautiful intentional breath of breathing in all the frequencies of this new reality. Breathe in with me. Fill yourself up. If you can take one more breath into that breath, do that. And on the out breath, I want you to gather up all the energy of that which no longer serves you. And you don't even have to name them or, know what they are. Just say, I'm gathering up all the energies of the strategies, beliefs, behaviors that no longer serve me. And then breathe that out. And then just come into your heart and do a check-in. How's that feel to breathe in this new reality, this vision of sovereignty? Do you even know what that means yet? I don't think we do as a humanity, but we're learning. Let's breathe in our sovereignty. Even though we don't know exactly what it is, let's breathe it in and start letting the codes of sovereignty ignite our minds, our hearts, our being, our cells. Let's breathe in sovereignty. We accept that. Breathe that in. Let it ignite every cell of your being, filling you up with this thing called sovereignty. And on the out breath, we're going to release and let go victimhood, slavery, all of those constricting behaviors. Let that go. Come into your heart. into a beautiful sovereign heart. Just feel into this reality of who you really are. And I want you to check in where there are thoughts of victimhood. Somebody did something, said something, and you're reacting to that, triggered from it. Just check in. Where are there any remnants of that old thinking, that old behavior, that victim slave system? Check in. So let's do one more sovereign breath in, claiming our own sovereign status as a child of the divine. Holy child of God is who we are. Take a breath in. I am the holy child of God. Hold that breath in. Encode your being. And on the out breath, any residual attachment to the slave system, the victimhood, let it go. Just come back into your heart. In your sovereign status as a holy child of the divine. Just breathe beautiful, sweet breaths into your heart. And we're going to move up to the third eye as we are dreaming our dream into reality, God's dream for us, as us, through us. And so we want to clean and clear away that third eye of any remnants of old visions. So we're going to breathe into the third eye, our sovereign status, so that we can see clearly with our inner vision, our imagination, our dream state, the absolute truth of our being. So we're going to breathe into our third eye, that consciousness of our sovereign I am. Take a breath in. Cleaning and clearing our vision field, bringing in the truth, encoding our third eye with the capacity to vision, dream, the real dream, God's dream, the dream of our sovereignty. And on the out breath, release and let go the old dream. And now we've encoded the heart and the third eye. And now we're going to encode the solar plexus right below the heart. Bring your energy there. Here we'll align our will, because we have been granted free will to experience life as we chose. And now we're going to integrate divine will, God's vision, God's purpose of love and light and peace and joy and prosperity and goodness and plenty for all. Take a breath into the solar plexus, filling that up, aligning the solar plexus, your will with God's will, breathing that in, expanding the breath into that. And then on the out breath, release and let go of any pettiness, any designs on revenge. Just let all that go. So just check in, move back to your heart, aligning our frequency with the code of God's will in our will, aligning with the frequency of God's vision as our vision, aligning with the frequency as God's love as our love. And I invite you to just bask in what the energies feel like. Are you feeling aligned? If not, do that exercise again. Breathe in the divine into that area. Release and let go what's no longer working. But in this divine state, where we are aligned with our will, where we are aligned in our heart chakra with that divine love, that unconditional love, and we're aligned with our third eye, our capacity to vision. As you're there, ask yourself in this state, is there anything else I need to let go of to be the person to be aligned in this God state? Is there anything else I need to let go of? And I'll give a moment to see if there's anything that comes up for you. And ask yourself, is there any value of holding on to this thing? This thing that keeps you not aligned with the vision. And the next question is, would you be willing to just let this go? Because it keeps you from being in your sovereign status. And if you choose to let it go, I invite you to just surrender it to the Holy Spirit right now. I'm letting something go. I'm letting a judgment go because it does not serve me and does not serve the vision of this new age coming in. And just notice how you're feeling. And then our last step is, what is the vision that you're holding? What's your piece in this coming golden age? Who are you in this coming golden age? And what is the vision that has been given to you as your piece in this? So take a moment. And as you capture that vision, allow your imagination to make it brighter, stronger, more real. And begin to just be grateful. So grateful this vision is given to you. What a gift. This vision to treasure. This vision to bring to fruition. And who am I to be? Our last question. Who am I to be in holding this vision? Is there anything else I need to let go of in order for this vision to be? Who am I to be? What is my energy to be to support this vision? Take a breath in. Let the breath go. And as the who you are to be to support this vision is made clear to you, allow yourself to simply be that. Maybe it's to be more love. Maybe it's to be more forgiving. Maybe it's to be more visionary. Maybe it's to be more active. Whatever was given to you. Can you agree to be that today? So now we have our solar plexus, our heart, and our third eye encoded and moving in the sovereign direction. We have our dream, our vision, this dream field that we're living in. We've released and let go what no longer serves that vision. And we've got that vision anchored within our hearts and within our minds and within our will, our divine will to bring it forward. Take a breath in. Just sit in gratitude as we just allow the vision to be made manifest now. We have done our part to bring this in. Just be in gratitude. And so it is.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Something happened with Jeanne.
She's in the dark.
Yes, she went to her dream and don't want to come back. I don't blame her, to be honest. I didn't want to come back either. I actually, this time, for first time, I saw that I will be creating healing center, Crystal City Healing Center from Pleiadian.
Awesome. Awesome.
Natty P is, thank you. This was beautiful. You're very, very welcome, Natty. Please, next time, please say hi. Please ask questions. We will be back next week on our Jubilee show 100 show. So
Yeah.
if you haven't seen previous shows, please go look at it because we are 100 hours already done, and that's only between two of us. We're not talking about those what we done with Alish Ann as well. So go look. There is so much knowledge, so much wisdom, and there is so many beautiful meditations for creation. So please, please go look and please join us again next week. Is there anything else do you want to say, Morganne?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, I think Jeanne has problems with coming back from her dream. Thank you very much, everybody, for showing up. Thank you for everybody who is looking. Please join us next week for our Jubilee show. Please don't forget like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channel.
And don't forget to dream. This is your day. Do it.
Yes, today keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. So thank you very much and God bless.